So good afternoon from Italy. My name is Luigi Nappo, and I'm one of the founder of The Appointment. Today, I'm very proud to introduce my friend Scott Roots and travefy. travefy is a platform to manage itineraries and much more. There are so many opportunities with the platform. And as a DMC, I have to say that we try always to prepare beautiful itineraries with the rich content, but the way these journeys looks like, it's also very important. The packaging, it's very important today. And we solved this problem with travefy. So I'm very proud to introduce this platform because I'm one of the enthusiastic user. And what also I like is the usability, because everybody, as a travel agent, we all know that the customers always ask, where is the name of the guide, where is the name of the driver, even if it's there. And with this itinerary management is very clear. So they usually, they don't do a mistake, and it's very helpful. So let me give the word to Scott, and bye.
All right, well, thank you so much, Luigi, for the kind introduction. And thank you everyone for taking the time to connect today. As Luigi mentioned, my name is Scott Rutz. I'm a part of the founding team here at travefy. And we originally started out as an itinerary management platform, but we've added in lots and lots of functionality that I'll walk you through today. For many of you, and I apologize, I'm double dutying because I'm the host. I have to admit people when they jump into the room, so I apologize if I'm clicking over there doing that. But for many of you, you're familiar with travefy. I've recognized a few names of attendees that have joined the webinar today. If we've chatted before, hello again, great to connect with you. But for many of you, you may not be familiar at all with travefy, and that's okay. My goal for the day, for our time together today, is to give you just a brief introduction to travefy as a company, so that you can get to know us a little bit, but then also give you a brief walkthrough of the software, so that you have a good feeling for what's possible with travefy. And so although we started in that itinerary management space, we've added in lots of additional functionality with mobile apps, quoting and proposals, etc., that I will walk you through. And then obviously, if you have any questions, happy to answer those at the end of the presentation. Feel free to throw those in the chat, or we can unmute microphones at the end and do kind of live Q&A if that's better. But just to kick things off and get started, my name's Scott Rutz, and you can interact with our team. We have a live sales and support team that are here to help you and answer questions. So myself and my team member, Doug, we work with different DMCs, tour operators, travel advisors on the front end to offer training and answer questions. But then as well, we also have a live support team that you have access to. And so we have lots of great support and training resources you can use as you get started with travefy. We have live chat built inside your account, as well as live training sessions, webinars, etc. So lots and lots of different ways to get help live with our support team, or on demand through videos, tutorials, webinars, etc. So lots of different ways that you can get assistance in getting started with travefy. Now, the other thing that I like to highlight before we jump into actually showing you the software is what's possible with travefy. And although we started out with just itinerary management, as you can see on the left side of the screen there, in terms of building beautiful itineraries with customized bookings and details, city guides, destination content, supplier integrations, mobile apps, that was primarily just focused around itinerary management. Since then, we've added in lots of additional functionality so that even more and more useful and can help streamline your workflow. Now, to highlight some of that functionality that we've added in quoting and proposal tools so that you can build really beautiful customized quotes and proposals in a very streamlined workflow and send those to clients, where then you can gain approval to those proposals online through Travefy. So it can really help streamline that process. But then also, just this past year, we've added in lots of additional functionality. Now, amidst all of the challenges all of us have been working through COVID, our team has been hard at work adding new functionality, new value that you can get out of Travefy, and that includes a simple CRM system to manage client information directly in Travefy that I'll give you a quick preview of later, as well custom forms. So you can create your own client information forms in Travefy and send those to a client or share them with a group. They can fill out the information and then it automatically gets stored back to Travefy for you. So a very simple process that way. But then lastly, a simple website builder is included in now with Travefy as well. You can build and host your website directly in Travefy at no additional cost. So a lot of functionality, a lot of value directly in Travefy that way. Now with that, let's jump into the software so that you can get a good feeling for what's possible with Travefy and what it looks like to actually work within the software. You can go to travefy.com and just click Start Free Trial, and you can drop in your name and email address to start your free trial. Your free trial is 10 days, but we're always happy to extend that out longer if needed. And so feel free to start a free trial and play around with it and check that out if you like. Now, once you're in your trial account, this is a fully functional, fully featured account that you can use during your free trial, and then that will transition to your live account once you confirm your account with Travefy. But once you're in your account, you will end up on your trips page. These are any of the current itineraries or proposals you might be working on. Travefy is also set up beautifully if you work with a team of other as travel advisors or sales representatives at your DMC. Very easy to do, because then you can add team members and you can view all of the quotes and itineraries that anyone at the company is working on directly from your Travefy account. So it becomes a very easy way to be able to view all of that information from other team members. Now, within here, let's take a look at a real itinerary together so that you can see what that looks like. I'll pull up a sample proposal. You can create itineraries or proposals with Travefy, but I think it's helpful to be able to see what's possible with Travefy. Then we'll walk through how you get there. So this is a sample proposal built on Travefy. You can build itineraries or proposals in a day-by-day itinerary format, or in a section-by-section format like this one is. So if I scroll down, you'll see instead of day one, I have a section for hotel recommendations where I've listed out options, added in beautiful content like photos and also video. This is one of my favorite features of Travefy, is to be able to actually embed video for my clients to view directly in those proposals and itineraries. But you can view all of that content information. You see we have additional sections we've created for tours and experiences, as well as destination information. And all of that is viewable within this web-based proposal. Now at the top, what you'll notice is the proposal is geared towards the sales process. And what that means is then the client can go in to click to approve this proposal after you've sent it to them, and they can actually drop in their name and email address to approve it. So this works great in a B2C format, as a travel advisor would work with a direct client, or in a B2B2C format. If a DMC is working with a travel advisor who's working with an end user client, it works in both formats that way. But a client can approve this proposal by dropping in their name and email address. Keep in mind, you can also customize the terms and conditions that you see displayed at the bottom there as well. Now, that's what a proposal looks like. Itineraries look fairly similar, and that's what some of the functionality is of how the content's included in. Again, it's mobile friendly, etc. So that's where we're headed today. We'll walk through some of the basic steps to start building out a real trip together so that you can see what that looks like. Now, once you're in your free trial account with Travefy, one of the first things I recommend to do is to click on your name and fill out your profile. That's where you can add in your photo and logo and contact information. all of that information gets placed on the top of the itineraries and quotes that you generate with Travefy. You can see a quick preview on the left side of the screen there of what that profile looks like and how it's displayed, but it's really designed to give great prominence, but also personalization when your clients view it. Now, within the trips page, I can view any of those trips that myself or my team's working on. I can select a trip, and then from there, I can choose to edit that trip, preview it, a client preview, or copy it. Now, the copy feature becomes very useful if you ever work on the same type of trip on a regular basis. If you are working on a group trip, or if you sell packages and you want to duplicate out the same trip over and over again, very, very quickly, it becomes an easy way to do that by creating templates in your Travefy account, and then you can copy those out very quickly that way. Now, where we'll begin today, I'll choose new trip and we'll create a new proposal so that I can walk you through that workflow. So I'll start with the proposal option within here. And this is a blank proposal. We haven't added anything to it. We'll focus on all of the functionality that's built into Travefy. We have lots of other CRM integrations. If you're a travel advisor, we do have integrations with Clientbase or Vacation CRM, as well as Travel Contact is working on an integration as well. Then we also have other options for integrations for DMCs and tour operators as well. Now within here, this is a blank itinerary, a blank proposal. We'll choose the settings option to start with. I will go ahead and update the trip name. We'll call this the Smith Family Rome itinerary. We'll set a start date of the 27th. And as well, we can also add in pricing. Now, this is an open text field, so it gives you complete control over how you want to present pricing. You can also leave it blank, and Travefy simply hides the pricing field, so it doesn't cause any confusion. I'll type in starting at, and this will accept any currency symbol. I'll just add in the US dollar sign. That's easy to access on my keyboard, and I'll choose Save Changes. But you can put in whatever pricing and whatever currency that you wish. Now we have lots of different imagery and content tools built in to make proposals and itineraries look very professional. I'll choose that change cover photo option at the top here. And then from there, I can choose from different options in this image tool window that's open. First of all, we have a stock photo library that I can access. So I could search for different destinations like Rome, and it will open up different high resolution stock photos that I can choose from. I can just click on a photo to add that in and choose Save Changes. So very straightforward, very easy to use. Those are all copyright free, so you're welcome to use those. But you'll also notice we have options where you can upload photos of your own to be able to add those in. We have a few different other image tools that I will highlight as we go through. Now, we'll build this sample itinerary just with some basic components so that you can see what that looks like. Now, I am not the Rome and Italy expert like my friend Luigi is. So I will ask Luigi not to laugh at me out loud by being an amateur, but I will walk you through how to build out this content and how to add these in. So to start with, I'll choose that new event button, and you can see different categories of information that you can add from. Travefy has different databases and integrations behind each one of these options that I'll walk you through here. So to start with, I'll choose flight. Travefy has a live flights database that's built in, and where we can access that is within the window. There are a few different ways to add in flights. One of the simplest is just adding in an airline and a flight number. So I'll go ahead and do that so that you can see what that looks like. I'll import it in, and now Travefy will also be able to register this flight for automatic flight updates. That way, any schedule changes or gate changes will be automatically updating for me and for the clients on the web interface and the mobile app. I can always double click on this to add to any of the details or maybe add in instructions for the clients. I can even attach in e-tickets or confirmations with the attached documents option. So to that end, if you're a travel advisor, very simple to do. You can import any of those flights or details to add in. If you're more on the tour operator DMC side, where you may not be booking the flights necessarily, you can still add in the arrival and departure flights, or you can collaborate with the travel advisor you're working with and give them access to add in the flight information as well. So we have a collaboration feature that way. Now, to add in ground transportation, I can select that new event button again, that blue button, and choose from different categories. I can add in ground transportation manually by choosing ground transport. But to highlight the utility that Travefy can offer in time savings, I want to highlight the library. So you'll find your library on the right side. The library is a place where you can store information, content, products, or services you frequently use. So think about preferred hotels you book all the time, maybe tours that you work with frequently, or maybe it's just general information like terms and conditions or destination information, recommended restaurants that you like to add in on a repeated basis. You can save those to your library and then access those and just drag and drop them over anytime you need to add them in. So I'll show you how you can use the library for things like ground transfers. As many of you can attest, ground transfers are not an exciting part of the itinerary, but a necessary part, and it's very important that all the information is consistent and correct. And so with what you can see on the screen here, I've created templates of different types of ground transfers that I use all of the time. And so in here, what I will do is I have that private transfer to hotel on the right side of my library. I'll drag and drop that over, and it creates a copy of that template from my library. Then I can simply click on this to add in a specific pickup time, a duration, etc. I can also include in any booking information at the appropriate point or specific instructions. And lastly, I can attach in vouchers or documents when needed. And I can choose attach documents that way, but I'll choose done. So that's a very general template, but you can create lots of different types of templates. Maybe you have certain types of services you have for different destinations that are very specialized. You can save those into your library that way.
Oh, now, sorry, we have two questions.
Oh, yeah.
The first from Jerry, where is the content coming from? And Ursula is about, from Ursula is about the pictures, the photo. When you upload an image, this image resides automatically. There is some special format to use, and the weight size of the image.
Definitely. So let me answer those. So for Jerry's question, where's the content coming from? So for example, if I choose new event, you'll see different options within here. We'll walk through these during the demo. We have different integrations and different databases that we integrate for each of these options that you'll see. So for example, with the flights database, we integrate with the Flight Stats API for live flight schedules that we can import in and then automatically update for schedule changes and gate changes. But then we have many other different types of integrations. You can think of it like a toolbox with many different tools that are all in one place. That's what Travefy has created, lots of different sources and integrations. As an example, under activity and lodging, we have a worldwide places database. Think of it like a Google Places search. We partially use the Google Places API, so you can type the name of a restaurant, a hotel, a business, a landmark, and a lot of the basic information will populate in for you. And then we also have the Virtuoso, a preferred hotel database for accommodations that you can import in that way. So just to highlight a few, but we have many more that I'll walk through during the demo today. Please note with the hotel rates, Travefy is not a booking platform, so we do not import the rates automatically for you. So that's something you can manually input, since most trips, generally speaking, will have a final price, package pricing in there. That's where you can insert any of the customized pricing in that you wish, but we won't automatically import hotel rates unless it's coming in from like a CRM system and you're specifically trying to import those. Now, on Ursula's question, when you're uploading photos, does the program automatically resize them? And the answer to that is yes. So when you access that, if I go into change cover photo and upload a photo, whether it's from our database or the upload option, we will automatically resize the photo to make sure it performs very quickly and is a manageable download size for any device. Whether you're on a smartphone or a tablet or a computer, we'll automatically resize it for the correct screen size. So you will not have to go in and create different sized versions or things like that. Just upload the highest resolution version you have, and it should work very smoothly that way. Perfect. Well, we'll continue on here, and the next thing I want to do is add in accommodation. So you'll choose new event and lodging as an example within here, and you'll notice within Travefy, we do have that worldwide places database that'll show you how that works. Under the general properties tab, I can go ahead and search, for example, the Visconti Palace in Rome. I can go ahead and select it, and then I can also set a checkout date. Now, when I add this in, a lot of the basic information will come in for me. I can select the hotel that's added in. You'll notice all of the information and the content on the right side is automatically importing for me. I didn't have to enter any of that manually myself, so that can be a significant time saver that way. But then as well, we also have the Virtuoso property database built in. So if you are a Virtuoso member or preferred supplier, you can access that under the lodging option under Virtuoso properties. And that's where it will come in with the Virtuoso photos, description, and amenities for you within there. You can select a property and then go ahead and add that in. And once it imports in, it does come in with all of the Virtuoso content. It is a live feed. So if you are a Virtuoso supplier, that can be a really helpful option that way to import in any of that content very, very quickly. Now, regardless, no matter whether it's from our general property database or another database, what you can do, I'll click edit on this hotel, and I want to show you a few helpful features when you're adding in content or information for this hotel or for any product or service you're adding to an itinerary. So within here, you have access to different booking fields. You can fill out as well a notes field if you need to add in maybe your own overview of a property, or maybe there's a room category that you want to note in there as well. Now, lastly, there's a multimedia section. You can select that, and there's some very helpful features within here. In addition to the stock photo library and the option to upload photos, you can also import photos from a partner or supplier website. How you can use this, simply take the link of a tour operator or a hotel website and paste that in, and then choose Get Images, and Travefy's system will go out and look for photos on that website for you. Then you don't have to go out and hunt and search and download each photo individually. You can just go through and click on the photos that you want to import in to create a beautiful photo gallery for your clients to view, as you can see that I'm doing. Now, additionally, we also have a video embedding option. You can simply paste in the link to a YouTube video or a Vimeo video to add in any of that content and choose Save Changes. And within seconds, you can create a very beautiful gallery of photos and video included in that your clients can access. And that way it's all on the same quote or itinerary. They don't have to click off to a different page to view any of the content. Now, if this is a property that you work with frequently, you can choose the Save to Library option and save that for future use. Then next time it will appear in your library, and you can just drag and drop it over to add in. You don't have to re-enter any of that information that way. So a very simple process to include that in from your library. Now, Travefy also has over 100 different supplier integrations. So if you are a travel advisor, these will become very, very useful. Under the new event button, you will see options for cruise, tour, and booking. We have 30 of the major cruise lines worldwide already integrated in, where you can import full day-by-day cruise itineraries with ports of call, destination information, ship photos, deck plans, maps of the cruise routing, lots and lots of content that you can utilize as you build itineraries and combine them with different components and bookings, et cetera. So you can import those in very quickly through Travefy with that integration for cruise itineraries. Now, very similarly, we do have a database of packaged and escorted tours under the tour option. So these are multi-day tours, packaged or scheduled tours that you can search from within here, and you can select one and then import a specific product with the name of that product, searching for it. Like I could choose Avanti and then search for the 10-day Best of Italy tour, something like that. But we have lots of different packaged and scheduled tours within there. But then lastly, under the booking option, this is where you can import custom bookings directly from various vendors and suppliers. And so you can look through here and scroll through the list to find a specific supplier or vendor. I'll choose one, and then I can sign in with my email and password, and then import a custom booking with a booking reference number. So travefy is always adding in new supplier integrations. So if you ever have a question on a specific supplier or vendor to import bookings from, just let our support team know and we can get you more information on that, because as I mentioned, we're always adding in new supplier integrations. We have several that we're about to announce in the next few weeks that will be integrated in shortly. So that's some of the basics in importing bookings or itineraries. The last area I wanted to touch on is the destination content. That's on the city guide section on the right side, where I can go ahead and import from close to 650 destinations worldwide. I'll search our city guides database that way. I'll load the Rome city guide, and within here, I'll pull up the information and documents section, and I can go ahead and choose from specific sections I want to add in. And so that's an important point. It's not one static or locked destination guide. You can customize it by choosing the content. And then once you add it in, you can customize it further by editing or updating the information. So I'll add in the city, as well as I'll add in information for maybe points of interest with the do and see section. And so again, you can customize any of it by double clicking on it and making edits to it. You also have access to all of the points of interest that you can use independently over here on the right side. So as an example, maybe there's a tour of the Colosseum that the clients are going on. I could drag and drop that over and drop that in, and then insert in the tour information. So it becomes a very quick way to populate in lots of great content very, very quickly with travefy that way.
Scott, another question from Juanita. Yeah. What's the main difference between creating a proposal or an itinerary?
Juanita, thank you for that question. Excellent question. The primary difference, the main difference between a proposal and itinerary, as you can see on the sample proposal, is that approval option. So a client can click to approve. Whereas on an itinerary option, they don't need to approve it. We have options to download the mobile app and view the PDF. So currently, the main difference with a proposal is it allows your client to approve it online. The proposal is great for the sales process. So if you're working with a client, you need to gain an approval and have that documented, where travefy will automatically generate a PDF confirmation of that approval, then use a proposal. If you don't need an approval process, then you can just bypass that. In the interface, you can actually just start with the itinerary if you prefer. As you see on screen here, I could choose new trip and itinerary, and then I could go straight through the process of creating an itinerary. But you can build proposals and itineraries in very much the same way. And I see a follow-up question, can we convert proposals to an itinerary ourselves? Yes, absolutely. So if you see here on this proposal, maybe you're talking with the client over the phone and they approve the proposal over the phone, you could go in and approve it, or you can just convert it to an itinerary. Like you see here under that type option, you can actually convert it to an itinerary that way. And then I see a few more questions coming in. I'll answer those here in just a few minutes. I'll wrap up kind of presenting the software, then we'll go through all the questions just to make sure we can cover all the content in the time that we have allotted. So thank you everyone for the questions you're sending in. Those are fantastic, and we'll pick those up here in just a moment. Now, in the itinerary, once you're ready to send that off to clients, at the top you'll see options for a PDF export if you need to export a print-friendly version of it, a client preview with the preview option, as well as the send option where you can send that to a client. That's where we always recommend sending it, is using the send option and email invite. From there, you can drop in a client's email address by copy and pasting it in, or you can copy and paste in a group of email addresses if it's a group trip. So it's very simple to do that way. Now, when the client receives that email, it will look like it's coming from you, not from travefy, and they can simply tap a button in the email to view the proposal or view the itinerary. And that's where we can click preview here to open the client preview. So this is exactly what your client would see when they view that itinerary or that proposal that we just created. They'll see your photo and logo information at the top where they can view any of that. They'll be able to view the live flight information with automatic updates for schedule changes and gate changes. and any of the other information they've inserted in, or view the content you've included in as well. So it's a really simple and beautiful way to view any of that within there. I personally love that you can view all of the videos directly in there. Now, I know I included in a sample video of another property, so I apologize for the confusion of that within here, but you can see how inviting and engaging it is to include the video directly in that itinerary or proposal that way. But a client can click to approve that, and when they do, I'll walk you through what that workflow looks like. They can drop in their name and email address, they can click approve, and now Travefy will automatically update this proposal to an itinerary for you. So from the same link, if you see at the top, that same link that you've already sent the client, Travefy will automatically update it to an itinerary where a client can download a free mobile app called the Trip Plans app. It's built for iOS and Android. Within there, that free mobile app looks like this. Again, it's called the Trip Plans app, and that's for a reason. Travefy does not want to promote the Travefy brand to your clients. And so that's why the mobile app is a generic name and a generic icon called the Trip Plans app. So again, this is a free mobile app for your clients to download. They can view any of the itinerary information within there, and with live flight updates, ground transportation details, or hotel information. Very, very fun and professional way to present this to clients within Travefy. But then also they do have offline mode that they can turn on to download all of the content, to view it offline if needed. As well, there's a chat feature built in. This is a great way to be able to personalize your service with clients and stay in touch with them using the chat. And if they send a message, you'll get a push notification on your phone, but it's also optional. You can turn it on or turn it off per trip that way. So that's the mobile app. One last thing that I like to point out on the web itinerary, Travefy includes domain masking at no additional cost. So if you see at the top of this itinerary, it displays on a link, a web link that says travefy.com. You can actually customize this in your account to use your own custom domain. So it might say, trips.mytravelcompany.com and then the trip ID. So it's a great way to brand those links and make it look very, very professional when you deliver it to clients that way. Now, that is a very brief overview of proposals and itineraries. The last two areas I wanted to touch on are the client management tools we have built in, as well as the website builder, so that you can see what that looks like, what's possible with that. Now, you'll find most of the client management tools under contacts in Travefy that I'm pulling up on screen. Now, to clarify, Travefy's built this, what we call a simple CRM system, a simple client management system, to answer some of the customer feedback we are getting from many travel advisors and other professionals in the industry of that many people are getting very tired of the overly complicated CRM systems out there, or maybe they're very out of date and they want a very simplified system. And so this is not designed to be a replacement for, a Salesforce or a tour plan or a client base or something like that, that it's very robust, very, complex in functionality and takes, some time to learn. This is very different. You can get up and running with our CRM system in about 5 or 10 minutes. So to highlight that, you can create individual clients and contacts or import an existing spreadsheet of clients into your client database here. But then on a given client like Lucy here, I can manage any of her contact information within the contact section. I can also store and organize notes within here to organize any information for that client. It will also automatically track past trips of itineraries and proposals I've previously sent that client. But then lastly, you can also view any of the forms responses. So Travefy has an option built in where you can create your own client information forms in your library. And so as an example, I'll pull up a new client information form. You can create these forms yourself in Travefy, where you can title them, choose different types of questions that you want to add in here, and give different formatting options or mapping within the CRM system. You can map to certain fields or choose formatting in there and mark them as required or not. But then on a given client, in the client management system, as you see here, I can choose send form and then send a form to a client or share a link to a form with a group. Then the client simply clicks on the button or the link to fill out the form, and all of the information will store back to Travefy for you and get organized for you. So it's a very smooth and efficient process to collect information from clients and have all of that accessible in one platform. And then all of the forms that a client has filled out will be viewable in the view responses area within here. And you can just click the button to view the responses that the client has submitted back. So that's brand new functionality. We just added that in late this last year. Now we will be adding in the next few weeks to the forms. We'll be adding in credit card authorization as well as digital signature options for that. That way you can create your own payment authorization forms in Travefy to send those to a client to be able to pre-authorize a certain amount and pre-authorize an expiration date for that authorization, and include in any other information, details, and things and terms and conditions, things like that, to include in. And so then you can securely collect payment information through Travefy as well. So that will be releasing here very, very soon.
Scott, this is the answer for Kim about the credit card. And Kim also asked about the insurance form. Can you include the insurance form in the platform? Yes.
Yes, you can create acceptance for insurance forms and things like that in Travefy, and then we'll be adding in some additional enhancements to the form service to make that even better here in the next month or two.
Yeah, and from Damien, it's about the language. This is in English. Do you cover additional language?
Great question. So in Travefy right now, the core interface that you build and edit and manage itineraries in, right now, that's only offered in English. Now, having said that, there are two important things I want to highlight. Within the fields that you create itineraries with, you can insert any language you wish into the text fields on Travefy. So that's important for being able to add content or information in other languages. The other option that's important is Travefy is built so that modern web browsers and mobile app systems, if your language is set to a language other than English, the browser or the mobile operating system will, generally speaking, try to translate that for you. So it does have some different language support built in, but in the future we'll be adding in some other language support as well. But right now the core interface of building itineraries is only offered in English.
Perfect. And from Dominique, this is geared towards travel agents or tour operator. So how can you use? How can they use?
Yes, excellent question. So it's really geared for both. I would say a lot of Travefy's core customer base are travel advisors, but we've been seeing lots of adoption from tour operators and DMCs, as well as many other organizations. A common thread for many of them is creating really beautiful customized itineraries or quotes and proposals is a key area of need for them, and they need to be able to do that quickly and collaboratively amongst their team or with others. And so we support both within there.